Hello everyone. I got an Eastwood MIG135 welder a few months ago, but I was delayed by the task of getting welding gas, so it's been sitting unused ever since. Now that I have an argon CO2 cylinder, it makes sense to spring for a welding cart. I settled on a MIG welder cart from Summit Racing. It arrived yesterday, so it's time to set it up. I went for a cart that includes 4 drawers for tools and supplies. Summit had a competitive sale price and free shipping, so this was a decent deal. I think there's a lot of guys who might be interested in this, so I'm doing an unboxing and assembly video. My next related video will be the footage I took unboxing and setting up the Eastwood MIG welder. Keys. So far all the parts seem pretty decent. This is a solid cabinet. 4 drawers that slide in and out on slides. These pieces are heavy gauge steel. One weird thing is that this thing says this manual provides important information on proper operation and maintenance. There's no manual in these boxes at all. This is a single sheet of paper. There's no manual that came with this. So I find that a little odd. So it makes sense to start from the bottom up. The axle obviously goes through here for these wheels. There's a cotter pin. They give you one for each side. The hardware for the casters has 10mm bolt heads, washer, lock washer, and a nut.
The kit includes 8 of these lock washers, so this is what they're here for. There's 2 screw holes here in the side and they're threaded. Going by the picture, going purely by the picture, these 2 brackets go up the side at an angle. And they connect here and in these holes down here. I'm going to have to move the whole cabinet forward to get it to line up here. But what I'm wondering is, hopefully there's a recess in the bottom of the cabinet to clear these bolt heads that hold the casters in place. Okay, when I tip this back, I can feel that it's recessed under there. So it does clear those bolt heads. Then interestingly, there's like up here there's threaded holes. There's threaded holes in the bottom of the cabinet there. And they need to line up with the holes in the bracket and the holes in the base. So good luck lining those up. There.
It was premature to tighten these nut and bolt connections. They need to stay loose until everything's lined up and all the fasteners are started. Until then, tightened fasteners make it more difficult to align the next bolt holes.
This is going to end up being a nice sturdy little cart. Okay, now the other side. So this probably would have been a lot easier to line up if I hadn't tightened the other side first. The whole thing's kind of racked a little bit. I just put a little screwdriver in there to line things up.
This tray attaches to the back of the 4-drawer cabinet and supports the back plate on the cart that steadies the gas cylinder in place.
I'm putting the nut on the outside this time because those bolts project out a little bit and I don't want it sticking inside the tray where the welder is going to be sitting. I don't know if it'll take up too much space or not. The bolts that come with the kit are definitely long enough to hang this bracket. The reason I point that out is because these brackets are a lot thicker than the steel on the cart itself. But these bolts are plenty long. I got this cylinder filled with argon and CO2 off eBay. It came in a heavy cardboard box and the shipping weight was 69 pounds. So it's got a little bit of heft to it, but not too bad. So we can see that the back of the welder is right up against the cylinder, and the inlet here for the welding gas is also backed up to the cylinder. So I'm going to have to put a block in between the cylinder and that part part of the cart there to make space. There's at least 2.5 inches back here that is open. Okay, this is where it's at right now. I put 1.5 inch thick 2x6 in here. It's about a 2-foot length to space the cylinder back. And then I put a chunk of 2x4 in here to move the welder forward on the tray. And that's about 2 inches. But then I discovered that this side panel on the welder was hitting the inside edge of the tray. So I put a 1/2 inch piece of plywood here to kind of lift it up. I think I'm going to need to cut a sheet of plywood that fits this tray to set it in there. But this then cleared the top of the cart here, but now it hits this bracket. And there's another set of holes down here for the bracket, so I'm going to move this bracket down. And I'll need to work on setting this up so I can tighten the chain better. It's a little loose right now, I don't like that. The spacing on that 1.5 inch thickness piece doesn't work out to be able to really tighten this down. Not that it has to be. So I moved that bracket down, and now there's plenty of clearance here to open the cabinet. The feet on the bottom of this welder are still on the platform here, even though I have it pushed out 2 inches from the back. So that works. And so with that plywood, the plywood's only this wide under here. It's not under the rear foot anymore, so the welder's a little lower in the tray now, and it just clears there by about 1/16 of an inch. Ah, that's a good thing. I need to move that. It's hitting the gauge there. But I put this hose on here, and it's not really bent extremely. It's fine like that. I kind of moved the bottle over this way a little bit on the cart instead of in the center, and then I need to move this over a little. Let's see what happens. Okay, if I move the welder that way a little bit in the tray, about 1/2 inch or so from this back side of the tray, that seems to work. That's pretty good. Just hitting there. I think I can take off the top edge of this bracket and make clearance, and then it won't hit it at all. I'll have to see what I'm going to end up with. Having the welder in this position on the tray, that is not extremely bent at all. So I think it's in good shape there. I need to turn this a bit so the door doesn't hit it. I really don't want the door hitting that hose either. There. There. Got a consumables kit to go along with it. An old pair of lineman's pliers. Here's some flux core wire. I might be trying that later. And MIG wire came in this box. So this welder came with this stupid little shield. Just throw that in the bottom there and it'll stay there forever. This is an adapter for the wire reels. Stay there. I have welding gloves and a welding helmet down in the barn. I'll have to bring those up. I'll leave the gloves right here and a wire brush and maybe a chipping hammer if I need that. But basically, I'm almost ready to weld with this thing. So I have a lot of footage that I made unboxing this welder and setting it up, getting ready to try to test it. And I'll be doing some welds with it. So look forward to that video if you're interested, and I'll get it out there as soon as I can. This is the Eastwood MIG135. I got a really good deal on it around the holidays. The price was really low. I'll have to look up what that was again. Well, okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully next time I'll have some welding for you.
Please take a moment to like and subscribe.